Hello, class. This is Mr. Bronstein, and these are instructions to develop an interactive notebook. 3 questions come up when thinking about interactive notebooks. First, what is an interactive notebook? Second, why keep one? And third, how do I develop one? Let's start with the first question. An interactive notebook is a system that fully utilizes a notebook. When open, the right side is devoted to notes presented in class, while the left side is devoted to a student's personal responses to the material presented, including outside research and resources. So why keep one? Well, teachers believe that content becomes more meaningful and material is more effectively remembered when the information is analyzed by you, the students, and applied to your personal feelings and interests. So how do you make one? Put your name, class, teacher name, and period on the inside cover of your notebook. Second, using the first page of the notebook, create a title page appropriate for the course. Here is an example of a student producing a title page for World Studies. This student used their talents to create a very elaborate and very well done title page, all by hand. This obviously took a considerable amount of time and effort, and it looks great. In this example, a student took pictures directly off the internet and added their own drawings. This took some effort by the student to identify and then lay out the pictures. In addition, this student drew the flags of those countries involved in the Second World War. Once again, a very neat, a very fine job developing one's title page. Now turn the page that your notebook is lying flat with a blank left and right side to write on. Each day you will write the following headings to respond to: date, RapQ, exploring ideas, class notes, and Cornell notes. Don't write them yet. I'll explain each in just a minute. Starting with the left side of your notebook, you're expected to write the date. You notice this in the top left side of the notebook. Below it is the RapQ. This stands for Review and Preview Question. I'm going to ask you to copy the daily question and write your own unique response. You need to write the entire question or questions and respond, either in bullet points or complete sentences. I'll let you know which, depending on what the RapQ is. Next are exploring ideas. These must relate to the notes and not the RapQ. Do you notice the arrow that's moving from left to right towards the class notes? That's underscoring this point. It must relate to the notes and not the RapQ. In response to the day's topics, include any one of the following. You can come up with your own drawings, pictures off the internet or in magazines, cartoons are perfectly fine. But for each one of these, you must include an explanation. I want to know why you included these, and I want to know that you understand what it is that's going on in that cartoon. Or maybe I don't understand the drawing or the pictures. I'd like to know how they relate. You can also conduct outside research. Maybe you're interested in something we talked about in class in the notes, but want to know more than I provided in the notes. You can also provide a reflection, but this requires prior approval, and normally I know which items and which issues I want you to reflect on. So please ask for prior approval. And finally, you're going to have to provide a couple, in this case, 2 per notebook check, current events. I'll talk about those later. On the right-hand side, you'll notice that there is a line that separates Cornell notes from class notes. I want you to draw that line about a quarter or a third of the way from the spiral part of your notebook. And you can fold the page or draw that line, whatever makes sense to you. I want you to take good detailed notes from the class lectures. And then on the left side, where it says Cornell Notes, I want you to use this margin for summarizing key terms or questions, meaning I want you to write KT, and then use a vocabulary word, or develop a question. It has to relate to the notes, and it has to be exactly opposite of those notes, so they're in direct alignment. And there you have it. That's how you develop an interactive notebook.